Hey, welcome back. It's a Money Monday indeed on Liquid Lunch because on Money Monday we don't only talk about money and markets and bitcoins and all that other good stuff, but we bring you the money guests. And in New York City, these guys are hard to find, but really dynamic Republicans. Joining us today is Dan Isaacs. He is the former chairman of the Manhattan Republican Party, if you can even believe that exists, but it does.
It does.
Dan, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
For
Thank
Liquid
you.
Lunch. So all this impeachment craziness, I want to get your views on that. But seems like there's one island in the storm over in New Jersey. This guy Jeff Van Drew has said he's not for impeachment. He's an elected Democrat congressman, not for impeachment, and now he's said that he hasn't officially done it, but he's going to switch to Republicans. Take a look at this.
I think that the voters who put him in office are going to feel about this potential move.
I don't think they're going to feel terribly good. I was asked last week before I heard this news what my reaction was, and I said, boy, he's got a lot to answer to his constituents and to the county chairs in his district. I think they're going to be extremely upset, and I think they're going to rise up and say, wait a minute, this isn't what we bargained for. And it takes courage to deal with a constitutional crisis like the one before us, and it doesn't take somebody who cuts and runs.
Hey, man, doesn't it take more courage to stand up for what you believe in than to follow the leader?
It does. However, before I say anything else, I just want to give a hearty mazel tov
thank you, Dan.
to my old friend
Thank
for
you
his
very much.
his recent nuptials.
Thank you.
So let's talk about politics, or l'chaim, as my people say.
I thought you were going to toast him or something.
Oh, too late. So, just two things. First of all, I think the congressman is right. This impeachment vote is a complete farce, and he knows it. My understanding is this congressman represents a conservative district that was represented by a Republican for 24 years. He knows that if he votes against it, that the constituents in that district will vote him out of office. As we all know, having been involved in politics for many years, what is the first priority of any politician?
It's supposed to be your constituents.
No, it's not.
No.
The reality is it's self-preservation.
I know, but I'm saying it's supposed to be your constituents.
It's supposed to be, but the reality is it's not. You know, and that's a perfect example. Like, look at Nancy Pelosi. Here's a Speaker of the House who had been saying all along that any impeachment proceeding would require bipartisan support.
Right.
Not a single Republican in the House of Representatives supported proceeding with impeachment. The only reason she's going ahead with this, and not because of shifty Adam Schiff, the only reason. Oh, please.
You scared me there. I thought you were going to say a prohibited.
No,
FCC.
Frank told me I can't swear on air.
Oh my God.
The only reason why Nancy Pelosi is proceeding with this farce is because she wants to maintain her speakership. Because if she did not do so, the Democrat Party, which has now been hijacked by the far left,
The squad, they call it.
The squad, however you want to describe them, the only reason she's proceeded with this impeachment farce is to maintain her hold on the speakership. However, I will say to Nancy Pelosi and her brethren that they will lose the House of Representatives in the next cycle.
I think you might be right.
Oh, listen, I've been in politics for over 30 years. Been in this game a long time. And as Frank knows, I'm a very straight shooter, whether good or bad. The Democrats it's like they're going over the cliff.
They overplayed their hands.
They overplayed their hands
it.
very badly. So for this congressman in New Jersey, he knows his district. He knows if he voted to impeach Trump, he was out. So he's taken the extraordinary step of switching parties, and I can't recall the last time an incumbent member of Congress has done so, and that's a big deal. And he did it, I think, partly because he knows that impeachment is dead on arrival in the Senate, and secondly, he likes the title of congressman, and and he'll do what he needs to do to maintain that position.
So I have a lot of respect for Congressman Van Drew and have been an admirer of his for a long time, going back to his time in the state Senate. I'm certainly very glad that he's not voting to impeach the president. But I think the fact that the Democratic Party essentially pushed him out because 70% of his constituents said they wouldn't vote for him if he voted against impeachment, I think that goes to show you what an echo chamber both of these parties have become. I mean, where it used to be there were plenty of conservative Democrats, plenty of liberal Republicans. These days, those are the folks, the first folks to be targeted, either by their own party or in the general election.
Well, look, I think part of the problem is, and I was a political science major in college, so I was a student of politics before I got actively engaged in the game, if you will. And I think what's going on now is America was founded by gentlemen farmers, people who saw it was their duty to go to serve and then to go home and go back to creating jobs, creating businesses. We now have, I guess the media calls it the deep state, where these people, like for example, our senior senator, Chuck Schumer, who has never earned a paycheck in the private sector, right? I mean, as soon as he graduated from Harvard, went to work as a staff member, from member of Congress, and became a member of Assembly, has never earned a paycheck in the private sector, knows what it takes to create jobs, to meet a payroll, to meet the rent. And I guess that they call that the deep state, right?
Well,
is that what it is
I
now?
think in a nutshell, there is some
This
truth to
ruling
that.
elite?
Now, this is a fellow.
They go limousine liberals.
Well, the limousine.
I
and by
replenish
the-
you if you want to. You can't L'chaim them with no L'chaim in that.
Well,
Frank, you need it. I know it's a good luck. But,
Are we allowed to do this on TV?
yeah, we got a special dispensation.
This is all. These are all props.
Oh,
yeah.
you should
Yeah,
use.
well,
But,
food coloring.
A ceremonial toast. But you L'chaim them before, so we should do. We should do one. You know, that was some of the most forthright conversation we've gotten on this show.
Well, I'm a very straight shooter, as Frank will tell
That's
you.
for sure.
I always have been. I call it like I see it.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Dan Isaacs. Frank and I are going to be back right after this. We're going to talk about all the great things that are happening in the world and the news of the day.